Luca Guadagnino is back with another film that's bound to stir debate. And this time, it's not about love or passion, but power, hypocrisy, and the crumbling world of higher education. His new psychodrama, After the Hunt, dives deep into the ivy-covered walls of Yale University, and trust me, after watching it, you might never look at elite academia the same way again. The movie centers on Alma Imhoff, played by Julia Roberts, a sharp, conflicted professor of ethics who teaches Foucault and moral philosophy, yet finds herself entangled in a web of moral compromise. When a dubious allegation of sexual assault shakes the university, the film doesn't just explore the accusation itself. It turns the entire academic world inside out. Andrew Garfield joins Roberts in what critics are already calling a masterclass in psychological tension. But After the Hunt isn't just a scandal story. It's a full-on dissection of generational warfare, professional vanity, and the illusion of moral superiority that haunts the intellectual elite. Guadagnino paints a brutal portrait of the modern university, not as a temple of truth, but as a crumbling empire obsessed with prestige and power. Alma praises a mediocre student as brilliant, not because of her intellect, but because she happens to be the daughter of billionaire donors. It's a sharp jab at how even the most high-minded institutions bend their principles for money and influence. And the timing couldn't be more relevant. Over the past few years, universities like Columbia and Harvard have been at the center of controversy and chaos, from free speech battles to donor influence and political pressure. Meanwhile, the humanities, once the soul of academia, are quietly dying. According to federal statistics, the number of students majoring in English or foreign languages has dropped by a third in just a decade. Yet ironically, popular culture can't stop talking about academia. From campus dramas to literary satires, we're suddenly obsessed with watching professors unravel. Maybe that's because so many filmmakers and writers come from this world, or maybe, as the Wesleyan University president Michael Roth puts it, we're just responding to a zeitgeist where universities have become the latest battleground for moral panic. Films like After the Hunt tap into something deeper, a collective fascination with what happens when idealism collides with ego. It's part of a growing wave of what critics are calling unhinged professor art. Stories that expose the narcissism and insecurity behind the scholarly facade. And Guadagnino doesn't let anyone off easy. His message is clear. In today's academic ecosystem, caving to pressure, whether from politics, donors, or one's own ambitions, isn't the exception. It's the rule. As universities face their biggest identity crisis in decades, After the Hunt holds up a mirror, and the reflection isn't flattering. So, is the film an indictment of academia, a tragedy about personal failure, or both? One thing's certain. This isn't just another campus drama. It's a haunting, beautifully acted critique of the systems we've built to define intelligence, morality, and success, and how easily they all collapse under pressure. After the Hunt opens in theaters this week, and whether you love or hate what it has to say, it's one of those movies you'll be thinking about long after the credits roll. If you enjoy stories that dig into the darker side of power and prestige, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Do you think academia deserves this kind of portrayal? Or is Hollywood being too harsh?